Okay, so just wanted to post up a video about this because I couldn't find any good information about it. So if you have a Rheem water heater, this one has a power vent, but that's kind of inconsequential to what we're talking about here. Okay, so here was the issue. So this light right now, it's actually like firing, got gas, heating up the water and everything. So that's what it's doing right there. But if you get the flame lockout code, which is 7 blinks and then a 4-second pause and then 7 blinks and on ad infinitum. So if you get that, you're going to have to replace the volatile organic chemicals sensor, the VOC sensor. It usually goes in that hole right there at the very bottom, and it looks like this. Now, I bought this water heater yesterday to replace one that I'd had for 3 years that I bought at Home Depot that was doing the same thing. I had a thermostat go out, this sensor went out, so I just swapped out the whole thing on the warranty. It is a prorated warranty, to warn you, in case you fall into the situation I was in, where I walked in after they told me I could swap it out, and then they charged me $134 to swap it out because I've had it almost 3 years. So apparently it's a prorated warranty, so just so there's no surprises for you on that, it is a prorated warranty from Home Depot. So the longer you go without having to replace these things, the more you're going to have to pay when you go in to replace it. So anyway, so what was going on was, like I said, 7 blinks on this light. Not like the heartbeat it's doing now, which means it's running normally. But so I called. They're going to send me a new one of these. It's as easy as you think. It plugs in right there. This goes in that hole right there. And then you're off and running. Now, you can't really see how dirty this thing is on the inside, but that's supposed to be white back there. Bought this yesterday. Big pain in the ass. So sensor came damaged already, so obviously it's not going to work. So we spent damn near 24 hours trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with it, until we looked at it really close and realized how freaking dirty it was. So no wonder it's not working. So anyway, long story, sort of short. So this is where the sensor goes, yeah. So I by no means recommend professionally that you do this, but if you know that you don't have any volatile organic chemicals, like your gas connections are all tight and you've used like a sniffer, or if you've used the dishwater, dish soap, put it on there, see if you see any bubbles, anything like that. If you are absolutely positive that you don't have anything that's going to blow your house up when you bypass this sensor, a very temporary fix is to take your multimeter, plug it into the leads on here, and it will act as the sensor as far as this control unit knows. Now, there is no problem with the sensor because it thinks that this is my sensor, not this. So again, professionally, I cannot recommend that you do this, but as a person who almost had to tell his family we were going to have to wait 5 days to have water that's hotter than room temperature, that sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So as long as you're sure you're not going to blow yourself up and all your gas connections are tight and good, and you know, wherever you're connected, like make sure everything is all goobered up and tight and everything, you can do this. It will bypass that sensor. You should not leave this for any longer than you absolutely have to, obviously for safety reasons, but this is the fix that I couldn't find. So I suppose you're welcome. And when you put your sensor back on, if it does have the lockout and it doesn't start automatically running perfectly, you flip this switch to off, wait about 20 seconds, you turn this all the way to very not hot, like very low over there, and then when the blue light blinks one time, you kick it back and forth like this, from not very hot to all the way hot, 7 times. Even if it clicks, do the whole 7 times, and then that light will start flashing 1 blink and then 4 seconds and then 1 blink and then 4 seconds, and you'll be back to good operation if your sensor is good once you replace your sensor. So if you want to try to trip the sensor, or you know, not bypass it, but if you want to like reset it, that sometimes will work, but when it doesn't, this is the other way. So there you go. Sorry it's so wordy, but hope it helps.